story time. Don't forget to subscribe, put a big thumbs up, and turn your post notifications so you won't miss any of our videos. And our YouTube channel name is Diamond+8. And if you ever get scared or frightened, please read Isaiah 41:10. This is our family reminder. Bye. It's story time, everybody. Today I'm with Keziah and TJ. And I'm going to read them a story. Little Red Riding Hood. So take out your favorite teddy bears and your favorite cover, because it's story time. And we all gonna be eating cookies and milk while we read story time.
And our dip is milk.
Okay, let's start reading.
Started.
Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a little village girl who was as sweet as sugar and as good as bread. Her mother loved her very much, and her grandmother was even fonder of her. This kind of grandmother had made her a pretty red cloak with a hood, in which the child looked so bright and gray that everyone called her Little Miss Riding Hood. One day her mother made some cakes and said to her, "Go, my child, and see how your grandmother is. I hear she has been ill. Take her one of these cakes and this little pot of butter." So Little Miss Riding Hood set out at once. As she walked through the woods, she met a big wolf. He said he would have gobbled her up and there, but some woodcutters were nearby, and he did not dare. But he did ask her where was she going. What do y'all think happened next?
I think the wolf asked her where she was going, because she was going to her grandma's house. I think the wolf gonna say which way is your grandma's house.
Okay, see. I am going to my grandmother's house. Does she live far off? Asked the wolf. Oh yes, answered Little Miss Riding Hood. She lives behind the mound and sea way down there. The first house in the village. All right, said the wolf. I'll go and visit her too. I'll take this way and we'll see who gets there first. Do we tell people our address, strangers our address? So she might have did it wrong. Soon the wolf arrived at the grandmother's couch. And knocked at the door. Tap, tap. Who is there? It is your own little Red Riding Hood, said the wolf, making his voice sound as much as Little Red Riding Hood as he can. The good old woman, who wasn't feeling well and so was in the bed, called out, "Pull the string, my dear, and the latch will fly up." The wolf pulled the string and the door opened. The sprang upon the poor old grandma and swallowed her all in one gulp, for it was more than 3 days since he had had a bite. He did not feel very well after that, but he shut the door, put on the grandmother cape, and stretched himself out in the old woman's bed to wait for Little Red Riding Hood. By and by, Little Red Riding Hood came knocking at her grandmother's door. Tap, tap, who is there? At first, Little Red Riding Hood was frightened as a horse. Frightened at his hoarse voice, the wolf. but she made up her mind that her grandmother must have a cold. It is your own one, Little Red Riding Hood, she answered. I have brought you a cake and a little pot of butter, which mother had made and sent you. Then the wolf called out softly. His voice was as well as he could. Pull the string, my dear, and the latch will fly up. Little Red Riding Hood pulled the string, and the door opened. When the wolf saw her come in, he hid himself under the bedclothes and said, what do I think he said?
He said, I think now.
Let's see. Put the cake in a little pot of butter on the shelf and come here. And so Little Red Riding Hood put the cake and butter on the shelf and went over to the wolf. She was very much surprised to see how strange her grandmother looked in her night clothes and said, Grandmother, what great arms you have. The better to hug you, my child.
I know this.
Grandmother, what great ears you have. The better to hear you, my child. Grandmother, what great eyes you have. The better to see you, my child. Grandmother, what great teeth you have. The better to eat you. Do y'all think y'all know if that was your grandmother, if he was a wolf?
No, because he got whiskers. I knew he was the grandma because I just walked up to him and looked close and he would have never been the grandma.
With these words, the wicked wolf fell upon poor Little Red Riding Hood. And there's the end of the story. Nobody knows just what happened. Some said that the woodmen's were so nearby cutting trees that they heard Little Red Riding Hood screaming and came running just in time to save her. And they say too that when the woodmen cut the wolf open, there they found the grandmother whole and sound. The end.
Yay.
Please comment down below if you love the story time and comment down below what other stories y'all want us to read to you guys.
Bye.
Bye. And please have a nice
Day.
day and a good night. Bye everybody.